Welcome back to The Proton Pack is Not a Toy, where we talk all things Ghostbusters. Today I'd like to talk about Ghostbusters Afterlife and something that's bothered me since the first time I saw the first teaser trailer. I call it the Ecto-1 Conundrum. Ecto-1 in Ghostbusters Afterlife appears to be the same as the Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters in 1984, besides the gunner seat modification. But what happened to Ecto-1A? Wasn't it the same car? Why did it completely go back to the 1984 look? The trailer mentioned that there hasn't been a ghost sighting in over 30 years, which lines up with the events of Ghostbusters 2. So why doesn't the car in the barn have any of the Ecto-1A modifications? The obvious theory people have been saying is the creators of Ghostbusters Afterlife just decided to dismiss continuity and go with the version of the car that more of the general audience would recognize. Now that's understandable, but it's also disappointing if it's not somehow explained within the context of the new movie. I had always just assumed that Ecto-1A in Ghostbusters 2 was just Ecto-1 with newer updated equipment on it. Now I'm talking about in-universe, as we know that two different cars were used for Ecto-1 and Ecto-1A in movie production, but perhaps Ecto-1 and Ecto-1A are two different cars in universe as well, and the one in the barn is the one we last saw driving up to the birthday party in a cloud of smoke in the beginning of Ghostbusters 2. Maybe it was in such bad shape, it was just easier to find a second car and use it instead. Seems unlikely and expensive, but these are the same guys who bought 3 arcade machines before they secured their first customer. Let's look at what makes Ecto-1 and Ecto-1A distinctly different. The logos on the side and back doors, the caution stripes, phone number, and marketing phrases on Ecto-1A, the roof racks are different, the back bumpers are different, as the one on 1A has the license plate off to one side and is painted red, and there are different license plates. All of these changes were reverted back to the 1984 look in Ghostbusters Afterlife, including the license plates. Here we must note that even at the beginning of Ghostbusters 2, the Ecto-1 plates were different from 1984, having updated to the white New York State license plates with Lady Liberty versus the orange-yellow look from the original. The Ghostbusters Afterlife Ecto-1 has the yellow-orange plates, and they show the age that go along with the car. While we're talking about plates in Ghostbusters 2, perhaps this gives us some evidence that there were indeed two different cars used in universe. Why did they update the plates in the car in the second movie to say Ecto-1A anyway? They could have still called it Ecto-1 even with all the alterations, unless it's a totally different car and it had to have different license plates. It would seem silly to re-register a car just to add the letter A at the end. Something to think about. Another theory is after the events of Ghostbusters 2, the guys decided it looked better the original way and they changed it back. Or maybe after the ghost activity died down, they used it for car shows, or maybe it spent time in a museum. Since we've only had one trailer and just a few articles written about Ghostbusters Afterlife, there are still a lot of questions to be answered. How long has the Ectomobile been in Summerville, Oklahoma? How did it get there? Has it been in hiding or storage the whole time? When was the gunner's seat modification made? Was it used in New York or Oklahoma or even somewhere in between? Maybe we won't get an explanation for all these questions, but what we do know is the car we've seen plays a significant role in connecting the past to the present in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Hopefully in about 9 months, we'll get to see it all unfold on the big screen. What are your thoughts? I'd love to discuss it in the comments with you. Thank you for watching.